Hello friends, myself Dr. Ganesham Chavan. Welcome in the session of Human Anatomy and Physiology. This would be the second lecture of cardiovascular system. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the conduction system of heart. In last lecture, we have discussed regarding the anatomy of heart and the circulatory system of heart. There is wide difference between circulation of blood and conduction system of heart. In last lecture we have discussed regarding the circulation of blood occurs in the heart, how the blood enters into the first chamber of heart, that is right auricle or right atrium, and after that right ventricle and left atrium and left ventricle. So in this session we have discussed their journey, which starts from the left atrium to the end into the left ventricle. So here it is completely different phenomenon. Conduction. What is conduction system of heart? Conduction system of heart, this conduction generates from the electrical impulses. It generates from the electrical impulses which can be formed due to the electrical energy by the neurons. So the neurons into your cardiac system, they are responsible for conduction and impulse generation of that impulses into the electrical form. So they are converting from the neuronal form, from the chemical form to the electrical form, and they are generating and conducting from one part of your heart to the another part of your heart. That's why it is called conduction system. Conduction is nothing but the conduction of the electrical impulses from one part of the heart to the remaining all part of the heart. It is called conduction system, and due to conduction system only the heartbeat generates, the heartbeat occurs. What is our general heartbeat? It is nearly 72 beats and the range is 60 to 100 beats. It is 60 to 100 beats per minute. That is a normal heartbeat any person is having. It can be increased up to 100 or more than that also when you are doing exercise, you are running, or in emotional stress, when you are laughing, or you are having some stress condition, and when you are at the resting position, when you are at the bed or you are on the sitting position not doing any work, in that condition it may reach to 60 beats per minute also. So our conduction is very important. So heartbeat needs two types of cardiac cells. One is contractile cell, provide the pumping action, because pumping is the major action of our heart. So heart do the pumping action which leads into the contraction of our myocardial muscle. Now cells of the conduction system generates the spread of action potential. Once the impulse has been generated, means the electrical impulse has been formed, after that, after the generation, the spreading from one part of your muscle to the another part of your muscle, because myocardial muscle are spreading that generated impulses from one part to the another part. Now try to understand here what are the various electrolytes which are involved here for your conduction system of your impulses. It requires sodium ion, it requires potassium ion, it requires calcium ion. These are the major sources of electrolytes which require for your conduction system. Difference between cardiac and skeletal muscles. Cardiac action potential has a long plateau phase. What is plateau phase? When your conduction system, when your action potential sustain for few milliseconds, it is called plateau phase. Whereas the cardiac phase have long and slow twitch. It is having long and slow twitch. The cardiac muscle also have long refractory period. We will all cover all these points in the next slide also. So don't bother regarding these phrases or these wordings, they are very easy. Only you have to concentrate on my lecture, I have to concentrate on my words which I am telling and try to recall and try to express at your home after hearing my lecture also. Now this is the action potential which occurs in heart as well as in brain, in every cell. That's why we are discuss here the action potential which occurs in skeletal muscle also and in cardiac muscle also. So what is the difference that we are going to see here? So this action potential which occurs in our cardiac, in our heart especially. Now try to listen this action potential. This is very important to understand. Once you understand, it will be easy to recall it for all your life, because it require for your whole pharmacy. Whenever you are in the pharmacy field, you must know this action potential, how it works. So this action potential occurs in your each and every myocardial muscle. Without action potential, no contraction will occur. Try to understand. So for your contraction process, for your each beat formation, this action potential is very important. So action potential are having major key points. In that, first, their voltage, electrical voltage, whether it is minus or positive voltage. Second thing, it requires depolarization and repolarization. Third thing, it requires the electrolytes. Fourth thing, it requires the voltage gated channels. And fifth thing, it requires the electrical impulses. Now we will start our journey from the phase 1. This is called phase 1. So in the phase 1, we'll start from the minus 90 electrical millivolt. So it is minus 90 millivolt. At this point, the action potential begins, and it begins with the opening of voltage gated channels. The voltage gated channels will open here, and due to which the entry of sodium ions will start here. Means sodium ions will get enter into your cell, myocardial cell, your muscle cell, and due to which the process of depolarization will start. So here causes sodium entry. Its duration is 3 to 5 millisecond. In 3 to 5 millisecond it will occurs and ends with the closure of voltage gated sodium channels. So here it has been started due to which, because the sodium ions are positively charged and your cell's voltage is minus 90, means negatively charged. So due to these sodium ions, the positivity is going to be increased. That's why the potential also going to be increased. Here you can see it will increase, it will become positive. So here it reaches up to the plus 30 millivolt, and at this millivolt the voltage gated sodium channels will get closed, and from this point it leads into the opening of another channels. What is that opening of another channel? It is called calcium, voltage gated calcium channels. So at this plus 30 voltage, in some book it is given 3, in some book it is given plus 30, plus 20 also, but we will consider it as a plus 30 voltage. So at this plus 30 voltage millivolt, the voltage gated calcium channels will open, and whatever the calcium is there into your sarcoplasmic reticulum, so that will get poured into your cytosol of your cell, and from the cytosol it will get entered into your myocardial cell, and that myocardial cell is getting filled with these calcium ions. That voltage gated calcium channels will open and calcium entry will be there into your cell, means your muscle will be filled with these calcium ions. What is the difference between action potential in your CVS and action potential in your CNS? In CNS there is no role of calcium, there is only sodium and potassium, but here there is role of calcium, and that's why these calcium ions are responsible for this plateau phase. That also we'll discuss here. Now from this point there is the opening of voltage gated calcium channels, and at this point there is opening of voltage gated potassium channel also. So and from this point it will start, and due to which it will try to attain the contraction of your muscle, it will try to attain the calcium level, and it prolong that action potential. That's why it is called as plateau phase. So up to this it is plateau phase. From this point up to this point it is called plateau phase. This is a phase 2. We are having total 4 phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. Total 4 phases are there in action potential. You need to be understand what is action potential, because it happens in all over your body and we must know how it occurs. That's why I try to concentrate on this lecture. Now once the calcium get entered, it is responsible for contraction of your myocardial muscle, and it prolong up to what period it will prolong? Up to this period it will prolong. Now there is time to show the next phase. Here, repolarization. First phase is depolarization, means go away from the pole. This is the pole. D means go away from the pole. That's why it is called as depolarization. And this is plateau phase, which sustain your position, which keep concentrate into your constant position. It is called plateau phase. And this is the repolarization, means this is the pole and it will again start to reach to the pole. That's why it is called repolarization. Try to understand D and repolarization. So repolarization will start from this point. So from this point there is opening of voltage gated potassium channels. And what is potassium? Potassium is the intracellular, means inside your cell, inside your myocardial cell there is potassium ions are there, and it is into the sarcolemma of your cell. So from the sarcolemma, that potassium ions will come out from this voltage gated potassium channels, and due to which it will try to decrease your positivity. Who is maintaining your positivity? The calcium ions are maintaining the positivity. I mean, they are balancing, because from here start to decrease the positivity, but it can be balanced by the voltage gated calcium channels up to this mark. Up to this mark, the calcium ions will try to maintain the positivity, will try to balance it. Means if one molecule of potassium is going outside, the 2 molecules of calcium will come inside. In this phase they are balancing. Up to this they are balancing, but from this period the voltage gated calcium channels will close. It will close completely, but the voltage gated potassium channels are open. That's why continue the positivity from the cell, because these potassium ions are positive. Continue positivity from the cells will go outside, and due to which cells start to come to the negativity. It start to come to the negative potential difference, negative millivoltage. So that's position, that journey is called as repolarization. Try to understand. So it repolarization occurs due to which type of electrolyte? Potassium ions. Plateau phase occurs due to the mostly due to the calcium ions, and the depolarization or phase 1 occurs due to the sodium ions. Try to understand. So it continues till it attains the resting membrane potential. This is the resting membrane potential. Up to that it prolongs, and here at this point there is a closing of potassium voltage gated potassium ion channels. Suppose if won't close it, what will happen? Again it will go to the more negativity side, and it will called as hyper repolarization. So to stop the hyper repolarization, what we should do? We should close this voltage gated potassium channels, due to which it will stop here, and it will try to constant its position, and due to which the flat phase will occur, and this is called resting membrane potential. This is called phase 4. The resting membrane potential is called as phase 4. In some book it is given phase 4. So total 4 phases are there. Phase 4 is called resting membrane potential, phase 3 is called repolarization, this second is called plateau phase, and phase 1 is called depolarization. I hope you are understanding what I am telling. So this whole period is called 0.8 second. It require for 1 beat, 1 heartbeat. So this is called for contraction of your ventricles. after that relaxation or contraction of your atrium. So in this patient, the contraction and relaxation process occurs in 0.8 second. So this process occurs. So in this patient, the action potential starts into your body. I hope you understood this process, and this is called refractory period, and this is called effective refractory period, the exact period which requires for your concentration, for your contraction of your cell. And this is the, if it is the refractory period, and this is the absolute refractory period. So this is the refractory period, the period which requires from depolarization to the repolarization. That period is called as refractory period. So sometimes refractory period can be prolonged or it can be shortened in some cases. Into some heart disease, it can be shortened or it can be lengthened. So that decides your heart condition. Now the action potential and muscle cell contraction in skeletal and cardiac muscle. Now here you can see in the skeletal muscle how the contraction occurs, how the action potential occurs. Here you can see this is the contraction occurs. So this action potential is responsible for contraction. Now in the cardiac muscle, this is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. So this is the action potential, and this action potential is responsible for this contraction of your muscle. So this contraction occurs in 0.3 second. So this 0.3 second for atrium and 0.3 second for ventricles. So in this patient, the contraction will occur continuously, and 0.2 second is for relaxation, resting position. Now the conduction system initiates and spreads electrical impulses in heart. Without electrical impulses, the process of action potential can't occur. Two types of cells. The nodal cell, it is called as pacemaker cell, reach threshold first set of heart rate. So this pacemaker, what is pacemaker? Which increases the speed, which generate the speed, it is called pacemaker. And who is pacemaker in our heart? SA node. SA node is nothing but the pacemaker in our heart. So which generate the pace, which generate the impulses into your heart, and that generation of impulses will begin the conduction system of the heart, conduction of our impulses. Try to understand, conduction of the impulses, not conduction of the blood. Conduction of blood is different thing, and conduction of impulses. Why conduction requires? Conduction requires for pumping of our heart, for the contraction and relaxation of our heart. And why contraction requires? Contraction requires for throw the blood from one compartment to the another compartment. For that it requires contraction. That's why the pacemaker is having a great role into our heart. It is the SA node, your normal pacemaker. It is a natural pacemaker, naturally boosting the impulses, generating the impulses. Conduction cells distributes stimuli to the myocardium from the one part of your myocardial muscle to the another part of myocardial muscle. They are just giving the stimulation, they are passing the impulses from one cell to the another cell. They are passing the various electrolytes, increasing the electrolytes, they are increasing, and it is also responsible due to the various neuroinnervation. It also requires the hormones, the blood hormones like epinephrine. It is also called as noradrenaline. So that noradrenaline also is responsible. It is a neurotransmitter. It is responsible for your impulse generation. SA node working, it's not functioning. Conduction system. Heart is self-exciting. It also occurs self-excitation. That's why automatically heart do its function continuously. It's maintaining its speed of heart. The speed is normally 60 to 100 beats per minute. Pacemaker cells established heart rate, and they are quite maintaining the heart rate. Normal pacemaker is sinoatrial node. It is SA node. It is a normal pacemaker. And if your SA node is going to be infected in some rheumatic fever or in some cardiac disease, in some viral infections, if they are affecting your, for example, in COVID condition also, our COVID is affecting on our cardiac SA node, it is going to be develop the stroke into your heart if you are having high blood pressure. That's why these patients who are having high blood pressure, they are more borderline position, they are more prone to have stroke due to this pandemic. Impulse spread from SA node. So from the SA node, once the electrical impulses are generating, so they are going toward the across atria, they are going all, they are occupying all the atria, and from the atria they are going toward the, try to understand this journey. This is, I am telling the journey of the impulse conduction. In conduction system you have to recall all these points, try to understand all these points. So from the atria, when they are covering both the whole atria, after that they are going toward the atrioventricular node, it is called AV node, and this is the second station of pacemaker. Suppose in some conditions our pacemaker, natural pacemaker, our primary pacemaker is SA node. When is problem in our AC node, in that position the AV node will take its part, and AV node will start to generate the impulses, but it may be the false impulses, and it occurs into the some disease. It is called arrhythmia. What is arrhythmia? Arrhythmia is nothing but the loss of rhythm, arrhythmia. So in that condition the AV node will start to generate the impulses, which is wrong. Who should generate the impulses? SA node. Only SA node is having the responsibility and is having the authority to generate the impulses. And what is the role of AV node? They will only carrying the impulses from atria to the AV node, and from the AV node they will carry impulses to the AV bundle. What is AV bundle? AV bundle is also called as, what is another word for bundle? AV bundle, it is called bundle of His, HIS, His. So there are AV bundle branches are there, right AV bundle and left AV bundle, means they are going toward the both the sides of your heart, both the sides of your ventricles, right and left ventricles. So the right AV bundle provide the impulses to the right ventricle, and left AV bundle provide the impulses to the left ventricle via Purkinje's fiber. What is the Purkinje's fiber? Purkinje's fiber are the lateral part of our fibers. So they are carrying the impulses from the AV bundle to the Purkinje's fiber. It is the last part. They are cover all the ventricles, all the last part of the ventricles, and at the same time they are carrying the impulses and they are doing contraction of our ventricles. Now the group of the structure that send electrical impulses to the heart, that first is sinoatrial node, SA node. It is a wall of right atrium, generate impulses. It is a natural pacemaker, it generates the impulses, and it is a natural pacemaker and send impulses to the AV node. Atrioventricular node, it is also called as AV node. It is between just above ventricles, and atria contracts and send impulses to the bundle of His or AV bundle. Bundle of His, between the ventricles, two branches, right and left two branches, send impulses to the Purkinje's fibers, which is the lateral part of our fibers. Purkinje's fibers, the lateral walls of the ventricles contracts. So it is the lateral last part of your ventricle fibers which responsible for contraction of our whole ventricle part. If Purkinje's fibers are affecting into some disease conditions in rheumatic fever or in some other viral infections, so due to which the conduction system is going to be collapsed and our ventricles are not following auricles. Means if suppose atria is having a heart rate of 200 suppose, and ventricles are having a heart rate of 100, means they are decreasing because there is affecting Purkinje's fibers, they are not carrying the impulses forward. So this type of condition also happens in our heart. Now this word you should know, artificial pacemaker. As we have discussed, what is natural pacemaker? It is SA node, sinoatrial node. What is artificial? When our sinoatrial node pacemaker, due to some disease like rheumatic fever or any viral infections or any mutation occurs or in any genetic disorders, when our sinoatrial node is going to be affected, it going to be collapse, degeneration occurs, so it won't able to produce the impulses, and due to which its role can be done by this AV node, and due to which AV node generation, the heart rate is going to be slow down than 60, it reaches to 40 or 50, and due to which the heart rate, due to this low heart rate, we are getting less blood to the brain, because brain requires sufficient blood to do its function, whole function. So that's why in that condition we have to implant artificial pacemaker. It is called artificial pacemaker. We have to implant at that position where we are having natural pacemaker, and that pacemaker is going to be generate the impulses same rate as the rate at which rate the AC node was generating, and they are forwarding that impulses towards AV node. So it is called as artificial pacemaker. There are lots of people who are living with artificial pacemakers. At the age of, I saw some people at the age of 30 also, they have implanted that artificial pacemaker into their heart, and it is necessary when your pacemaker is not working properly. So it is called artificial pacemaker. Now the conduction system of heart, how conduction occurs. So by this figure you can understand this is the SA node. So from this SA node the impulses will generate, so they will collect, they will cover the whole atria, this whole atria, right and left atria they will cover, and after that they will go toward the AV node. This is the AV node. This is the second generation of impulses. From here generation occurs, and here it can generate the secondly, and from here they will generate the impulses for ventricles. Now here it will go to the AV bundle. This is the AV bundle, and this is the bundles of branches. It is a right branch and it is a left branch. So right for right ventricle, left for left ventricle, and from this they are covering the whole ventricles, because ventricles whole contraction is very important for pumping, for our normal stroke volume, for our normal cardiac output, because whatever blood we are getting here, purified blood, it should completely pump out through this aorta. For that we should require this Purkinje's fiber. These Purkinje fibers are having great role in that, and they are responsible for complete contraction, complete evacuation or emptying of these ventricles. Now how this process occurs, that we will see step by step. SA node activity and atrial activation begins. So here at the 0 second at the SA node the node activity will begin. Now in the second step, stimulus spread across the atrial surfaces and reaches the AV node. So from here SA node the stimulation of electrical impulses, firing of electrical impulses will start, and after firing they will cover the whole atria, and now they are coming towards the AV node, and it requires about 50 milliseconds. Now step 3, there is the 100 millisecond delay at the AV node, the atrial contraction begins. So at this point the atrial contraction has been begun, and the impulses has been carried toward the AV bundle, from AV node now toward the AV bundle, and it require 150 millisecond. Now in the fourth stage the impulses travel along the intraventricular septum. Intraventricular means between two ventricles. The impulses will travel from the AV node to the AV bundle, to the both the bundles, and after that toward the Purkinje's fibers. So within the AV bundle and the bundle of branches to the Purkinje's fiber, it will travel to whole distance through the intraventricular septum, and time will be 175 milliseconds. And the next step will be, and the last step is, the impulses distributed by the Purkinje fibers and relayed throughout the ventricular myocardium, and atrial contraction is completed. Atrial contraction is completed and the ventricular contraction begins, because the ventricles are completely filled with the blood and now they are ready for to do the contraction, and it requires almost 2 to 5 millisecond, and after few millisecond means complete 0.3 second, the evacuation of these ventricles means contraction of these ventricles will finish. So in this fashion the conduction system will occur into your heart. Now we will discuss regarding the ECG. It is also called as electrocardiogram, a recording of the electrical activity of the heart. It requires 12 points, 12 positions. We have to apply that sensors at our brachial artery, at our radial artery, at your chest, at your brain, at your neck region. So all over the region 12 centers, 12 points are there where you have to attach these signaling points, and by which we are getting the PQRST. It is the ECG. Now what is PQRST, that also we will see one by one. There are three main components: P wave, QRS complex and T wave. Now try to understand what is the specialty of which wave. It is very easy. If you will see the ECG of any person or any patient who is having cardiac problem, you should easily understand, you should easily read that ECG. It is not too much difficult. Not only cardiologist can understand that ECG, you can also read that ECG report. You can also develop your thinking, you can develop your understanding by seeing that ECG waves. It is very easy. Now here, what is the specification of each wave, that we will discuss one by one. P wave. Now listen, this P wave is responsible for atrial depolarization, means atrial contraction. When your atria, means our first compartment of our heart, is going to be contract, it is called atria. So it is called P wave. The atrial contraction is occur due to the P waves. QRS complex. The ventricular depolarization, means whole QRS complex occurs. It occurs only due to the ventricular depolarization, when the ventricles are contracting. After the contraction of ventricles, after contraction of atrium, they are followed by the contraction of ventricles, and after that finally the T wave indicates the ventricular repolarization, means ventricular relaxation, means first atria will contract, ventricles will contract, and last stage is ventricles will relax. So by in three category, the PQRST, the electrocardiogram is going to be differentiated. Now here I will show you what is the specification of P wave. Here P wave indicates the atrial contractions. The impulses spread across the atria and triggers atrial contraction. Now suppose, now we will discuss this, the P wave. I think you are able to see this P wave. This P wave requires 0.2 seconds, means 200 millisecond, 0.2 second to complete this P wave, and after that there is QRS. This is the QRS complex. This QRS complex is required 0.4 second, and after that this P wave is there, T wave is there. So this T wave requires again 0.2 second, and final the resting, for resting it requires 0.2 second. So total is 0.8 second. So in this fashion the electrocardiogram is here. Here you can see this is the P wave, this is the QRS wave, and this is the T wave. Now this QRS wave indicates the contraction of ventricles. When these ventricles will contract, it shows QRS wave. And T wave, ventricles return to the resting membrane potential. When the ventricles are relaxing to the normal position, it is called T wave. So this QRS complex impulses spread to the ventricles, triggers ventricular contractions. Now again we should discuss some things regarding PQRST. What are the specifications? Now suppose P wave P wave will be enlarged. Suppose it will enlarge. What does it mean? It means that atria are going to be enlarged. Atrial size is going to be increased. Now suppose if Q wave is going to be, suppose Q wave is going to be increased. So what it indicates? It indicates that the ventricles are going to be enlarged. And suppose the T wave, this T wave is going to be enlarged. What it indicates? If T wave will be enlarged, means the ventricles are going to be enlarged. Suppose the T wave is going to be flattened. What it indicates? It indicates that the oxygen level or the blood supply is insufficient to the heart if it will flatten. That's why in some coronary disease like angina pectoris or another coronary disease or atherosclerosis, it will be flattened because heart is not getting proper blood, it is giving insufficient blood. That's why the T wave is going to be flattened. And suppose if you are getting more graph of T waves, it indicates there is hyper level of potassium, hyperkalemia will occur, due to which the increased level of potassium is there in your blood. So in this the various specifications are that you should know. Now there are various intervals are there, like PR interval or QT interval. So various intervals are having various specifications. Now this PR interval, they are indicating that if the interval is going to be shortened, means there is decrease into your contraction of your atria. And if suppose the QRS interval is going to be shortened, it indicates that there is a decrease into the contraction of your ventricles. And suppose QT interval is there, if QT interval is going to be shortened, it indicates that you are getting insufficient blood, and due to which also you are having the whatever the contraction of your ventricles are there, so less contraction occurs. So that's why we have to prolong the QT interval. So in this fashion we should know, we should understand the specification of each and every wave, and also it requires the specific time. Now it should require only 0.2 second, this should require another 0.2 second, this should require another 0.2 second, and another 0.2 second for resting. The total 0.8 second, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2 and 0.2. So it requires total 0.8 second. So this is called ECG. I hope you understood what is ECG. If any ECG will come to you, you should able to recognize, understand that ECG. And also there is one specification between the Q interval. Suppose this Q interval is going to be increased, so that Q interval increase is going to be indicate the various coronary disease. It also is responsible for various coronary disease. And also there is the Torsades D point. Okay, that disease will be difficult to understand you whenever you will reach to the final year or third year for pharmacology. In that case you should be able to understand the various disease. Also I will discuss some disease in next lecture if it is possible. Now keynotes. The heart rate is established by SA node. SA node is the general pacemaker, natural pacemaker, as modified by the autonomic activity hormones. The hormones like norepinephrine or epinephrine, ions like sodium, potassium, calcium. From there the stimulation is conducted through the atrium to the AV node, AV bundle and bundle of branches like bundle of His and Purkinje's fiber to the ventricular myocardium. The ECG shows the electrical events associated with the heartbeats. And one another thing that we want to discuss, if the Q wave, this Q interval is going to be enlarged, it indicates the myocardial infarction. What is myocardial infarction? When your heart is getting insufficient blood, due to which our myocardial muscle is going to be completely relaxed. Due to over contraction, complete relaxation occurs, and it loses its elasticity, and heart won't pump properly, and there is a heart attack will occur, and heart will stop permanently. It is called myocardial infarction. When your myocardial muscle is not going to be contract properly, it loses the contractility. So it occurs when your Q control is going to be increase. Now on this note, we will stop here. I hope you understood regarding the odd myocardial muscles, how they are working, and the whole conduction system. Try to understand the conduction system, without that you cannot go ahead. So if you have any problem, any queries, you can ask me at any time. Okay, thanks a lot for hearing me. Bye.